Hello, PBS students. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, and I am coming at you with the last lesson for the heart. So if you haven't watched the video that I posted last week on Friday, please go back and watch it. It has a lot of information about our phase 2 of distance learning, what it's going to look like, and more importantly, oops, need to go up, what and how to improve your grade. I'm still getting lots of emails saying, how do I improve my grade? I'm going to link the video from Friday and say, go watch the video, because there are opportunities for you to increase your grade throughout this distance learning process. But remember, your grade cannot be lower than the third quarter grade. Keep those essential skills from the sickle cell and genetics coming in. I'm grading them and highlighting what needs to be changed or sending you a comment. So keep looking at that. I am working through the grades. I think I'm I'm working on lesson 5 right now. So my goal is to be current with everything through lesson 7. By Friday. So that's my goal for myself. So that way I can kind of just do one pass every day in the morning, see what's coming in. Let's try and work together and limit the times that we need to resubmit now that there are points on the table and this is going to possibly improve your grade. You do need to get full credit, which means you need to get a 1 out of 1 and you need to answer everything completely and thoughtfully. You need to make sure that if there's an ed puzzle, you're doing the ed puzzle. If there's a picture that needs to be inserted, you're doing the picture. And make sure you're not copying, pasting, or using that lovely white box that pops up when you Google the question. So put it in your own words, do it right the first time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble and me a lot of trouble. So that way I don't have to continue to unsubmit. So yeah, that's kind of the overview. But if you want more detail, go back and listen to my last video. We are doing lesson number 7 today, which is the heart essential skill. Hard to think that it is April 22nd and we're just now getting to the heart essential skill. But that is where we're at. And let me get out of this full screen and show you a couple things. So in our distance learning folder, lesson 7 is linked right here. Hopefully it sounds like most of you guys are figuring out the hyperdocs and whatever workaround is working for you. Please try your best to do it within the hyperdoc. I found it really difficult to kind of bounce back and forth between the emailed and shared documents and then having to manually put it into the gradebook. So if you can try and figure out what's working for you and be able to open it that way, that would be super helpful for me. So lesson 7 is up. It is the heart essential skill. We talked about this about a month ago, but Dee Maria made a really great video right here. And it's a YouTube video, and it goes through and it talks about the different chambers of the heart. It talks about the blood flow. It goes back to the vessels. So everything you need to know is reviewed in this video. So I'm going to let her explain that to you. She does a great job. There's no need for me to re-record what she's already done. So go watch Dee Maria explain this, and then you can go ahead and fill out your essential skill hyperdoc. You can also go back and you should have, as you watch the video, have your notebook open so that you can follow along, because she goes over the diagram that we taped in and the heart box that we taped in. So that will be helpful for you. And obviously for this essential skill, you get to use your notes. So we're identifying each of the structures, easy enough, answering some of the questions about the direction of the blood flow, and then applying it. Right here, it talks about how you want to, just so we can have a little bit of variation so people aren't very easily copying and pasting, it's going to be by your last name. So if your last name is A through G, you start right here, left ventricle, H through P, right ventricle, Q through Z is going to be left atria. So wherever you start, we know that the blood only is going to flow in one direction. That's why we have those valves. So list the structures that the red blood cell would move through, and then make sure to add in the lungs and the body. So we're going to go to the lungs, and then back to the heart, and then out to the body, and back to the heart. So that full loop that we practiced again and again. So that is your lesson for today, lesson 7. And then we're also having our first Google Meet today. It's going to be at 1:30, so a little bit later this afternoon. So for this Google Meet, this would be the perfect time. If you have specific questions about your grade, email me. But if you have direction or questions about content or kind of general questions, let's answer those at the Google Meet, because it doesn't make much sense for me to type out an answer for you just to copy and paste it over onto your HyperDoc. So I'd rather have a conversation and be able to address those content questions at this Google Meet. That's at 1:30 today. We'll do Fridays as needed as well if we need it. So far, it seems like once a week probably going to be just fine. And today, bring me some ideas. I was trying to think last night what we could do to make it fun, add a little bit more engagement. I know that I don't know if we can do on Zoom. I've played like Pictionary on Zoom where you use the draw feature. I don't think Google Meet has that though, but maybe like categories like we did in the class, or I don't know. I need some ideas. Help me out. I did download have you guys played a Jackbox game? I downloaded a Jackbox game called Quiplash, and that's pretty fun, but I'm not sure. You're typing in responses, so I think maybe that could go south with everybody online. So bring me some ideas today. I thought it was pretty fun to do the talent show or the show and tell. So maybe we could do that again. We could even do like a dress up day. I don't know, a TikTok day. We could all learn a TikTok. I've been wasting my time on that app. I need to like limit myself for like 15 minutes a day, and that's it, because it's definitely I can see how you guys get sucked in. What else? I feel like I'm rambling at this point. And I decided I'm going to try not to do so many takes of these videos. I'm going to record it, I'm going to post it, I'm going to let it go. So hopefully you guys can all get to the heart essential skill, knock that out. And that would be the end of the first overall grade increase of 3%. So take a look at your overall grade and see where you're at. And if doing 1 through 7 is going to bump you up to that next letter grade, congratulations. And you can keep chugging along with the next bacteria lessons coming up. We should have an interesting lesson on Friday about actually contagious pathogens. So it kind of goes right along with what's happening in the world. But I hope you guys have a good Wednesday, and I hope I see you at 1:30. Bye, guys.